Dude, I lost 37 pounds and I can finally see my abs, and it's only been 90 days. That was the email and message I got from my client, Rob Welch, when he updated his progress pictures recently, which ultimately led to me posting this crazy progress picture on my Instagram and getting loads and loads of hate from everybody telling me and Rob that his pictures were fake. There's no way he lost that kind of weight in that short period of time. I'm lying, he's taking steroids, all the things that people say on the internet. And today, I want to clear things up once and for all. I'm sharing with you the 3 truths, the 3 things he actually did to drop all this weight, lose the gut, lose all the belly fat, and see his abs in just 90 days. So my client Rob joined our program about a year ago-ish, and this whole situation took place about 90 days into his program, where he was just an absolute machine for the 3 months leading up to the time where he sent me his progress pictures. And truthfully, I had to question the validity of his transformation myself. I had to go into our training app where we store all of our client information. I had to pull up his starting pictures, and then I had to go to the day, which was the day he sent me this message, and make sure he wasn't fabricating this whole thing, because I was hesitant to post his before and after, knowing that if I couldn't really back this up, if this actually wasn't what happened, I was in for a world of hurt, because people were gonna be shocked when they saw his before and after. But yes, I took his pictures, put them side by side, verified the dates, verified his starting points, and all the things that he was saying took place. And yes, this guy blew away his transformation in just 90 days. So what did he do? Well, here's the first thing that he did. Number 1 is he went all in. He put on the blinders. He said, enough is enough. Like, mentally, there is going to be nothing that stops me from getting the result that I'm after. In this case, I want to lose my gut once and for all. I want to drop the belly fat. I want to drop the vices. I want to actually permanently transform. And this might seem like woo-woo stuff, guys, and you probably came to this video looking for tactics, and I'm going to give them to you, don't worry. But Rob mentally committed to being a different person. He decided that his identity was no longer wrapped up in being less than the guy that he knows he can be. He's done not hitting his potential. He said, dude, enough of that. And he publicly committed to it too, which I think is a big thing. Rob posted on his social media every single day when he would knock out the habits that I'm going to share with you here in a moment. So he had public accountability. And when you go all in like that, like, it's really hard to fail, because you're going to start drawing from the energy that comes from all the people who are invested in your journey, who are watching you, who are, in some cases, waiting for your downfall, right? They're like, oh, this guy is going to screw up at some point, and I'm going to be here for it, right? When he falls off, it'll be proof that, yeah, it wasn't worth going after this goal. But that wasn't Rob. Rob went all in, and then he solidified his commitment by investing in himself. See, when you put skin in the game around things that are important, no matter what it is in your life, from being a better father, a better business owner, a better employee, whatever it is, when you invest in those things with time, money, resources, and your attention, well, all of a sudden, you now feel the pull that comes with having something on the line, right? If it's like free and there's no time invested, there's no commitment on your part, like, it doesn't matter if you do it or not, there's nothing to lose, it's not gonna be as powerful as having a lot on the line. So obviously he invested his reputation, right? Because he publicly said, this is what I'm doing, everybody watch, here I go, I'm in the spotlight. And then he took his hard-earned money and time and resources and invested in himself. So he's like, I'm going to get coaching, I'm going to get accountability, and I'm going to put something on the line so I actually do the work. This is a huge point for most people that they skip, right? They jump right into the diet, they jump right into the cardio, they jump right into the workouts, and they have no mental commitment, no spiritual commitment, right? No change in who they are identity-wise. So that was step number 1. The second thing that Rob did was he had non-negotiable daily activity standards. There was nothing that was going to stop him from hitting his steps every single day. Now, his step goal might be different than what you need to do. That's completely fine. Everybody's activity goal isn't going to look the exact same. But Rob had an activity goal that he set in stone and said, no matter what, this is what I'm hitting. Day in and day out, even if it's not a workout day, even if I'm traveling, even if I'm on vacation, even if I gotta go do my steps at 11 o'clock at night, this is what I'm going to do. And he did. Every single day, and I can watch and look at his charts and see that every single day his step count was at or above the number that he committed to. This is huge because it's going to help you burn a ton of calories, it's going to help you with digestion, And most importantly, it's gonna help you check the box that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing to get to the goal that you have. You gotta have a caloric output. Also, you need to manage your calories, which we'll talk about in a second. But it becomes a lot easier to lose fat when you're more active. Not to mention, your energy is 10 times better than it would be if you were just sitting around. If you're sitting around and just making sure that the diet is all that's controlling the fat loss, and maybe you go to the gym a few times a week, versus being active when you're outside the gym, I promise you the person who's active outside the gym is gonna lose fat a whole heck of a lot faster than the person who isn't. So Rob had a non-negotiable activity standard that he hit every single day. In his case, he was tracking his steps, having a step goal, and he nailed it day in and day out for the 90 days that he lost weight. Now, the third thing is he controlled his input, all right? And we're talking about calories here. This is one of the most, if not the most important part of losing body fat. You have to control your food, and you have to do it in a way that is easy, enjoyable, and effective, right? It's gotta be easy, meaning it doesn't require rocket science. If it requires rocket science, chances are when the going gets tough, you're probably gonna stop, right? If it's not enjoyable, if you don't actually enjoy the foods you eat, then you're probably not gonna go for too long either. You're gonna end up quitting because it's just not fun to eat. And then if it's not effective, meaning if you're not seeing the results that you want, then you're probably going to either need a new diet or you need to shift some food around to figure out what's holding you back from getting results. So those three things have to be in place. So Rob had food that he liked, it was easy to put together, and he was getting tons of results. So it was a win-win-win on all fronts. Now, one of the tactics that Rob used was fasting. So he would skip breakfast. He would save his calories for later in the day. This just happened to work for him. It doesn't work for everybody, but it can be a great tool if you struggle with nighttime cravings. If you'd rather be, a little hungrier in the morning, you don't really care about food in the morning, you do all the busy stuff that you got to get done, you go about your day, and then you're like, okay, I'm usually starting to get hungry middle of the day. You break your fast with a light to moderate sized meal in the middle of the day. You have a protein-based snack, between dinner or between lunch and dinner. And then you have a big dinner that really fills you up, makes you feel satisfied. You eat like a king. You can eat at restaurants. You can eat really good food at home. And then maybe a small dessert to wrap up the night. That's a really good strategy for a lot of guys. And it's one that we deploy inside of our program where we coach guys over the age of 40 who want to make fitness the one part of their life that they actually have mastered instead of the one part that they haven't. By the way, if you're super serious about making a change to how you perform, look, and feel this year, if you're dead serious about changing your physique, there's information below this video that will give you all the next steps if you're interested in our coaching program. So Rob controlled his calories. That, along with his calorie output, were really the biggest actual factors when it came to getting the fat off quickly. Now, I'll throw in a bonus tip here because I'd be leaving some important things out if I didn't mention this, but Rob worked out. Now, he didn't have to work out every single day, but he did go to the gym most days, mostly for the mental side of things. Our guys don't have to work out more than 3 times a week. Our programs are built around the guy with a busy schedule who doesn't have a lot of extra free time and also doesn't want to live in the gym. But I get it. Some people need just that mental medicine that takes place when you go work out. So Rob's strategy was he would go to the gym and he would do his steps if it wasn't an actual workout day. So he was in the gym getting that mental boost that comes from working out. But then 3 or 4 times a week, he would go and actually lift weights. And he would focus on getting stronger, usually in that 4 to 10 rep range, building muscle while losing fat. So it wasn't just a cardio fest, go do a bunch of cardio, eat less food, and turn into a skinnier, fat version of yourself. It was, let me build some serious quality muscle while dropping the body fat. So we put him on a schedule that he knew he could maintain most weeks, right? We erred on the side of a little less training, knowing, yes, he can go to the gym every day if he had to, and he did a lot of times, but it wasn't always just to lift weights. It was maybe to do some stretching and some walking. It was maybe to lift weights, or maybe it was just to get in the gym, move around a little bit, get a sweat going, and just feel mentally on his game. So I know these kind of transformations feel, almost like absurd. Like, how does that even happen? And just truthfully, what I can tell you is that when you invest in yourself and you make it a point that this is going to be the time that I actually make this happen, you mentally get in the game, you're fully focused, there's no distractions, and this is, once again, this is a choice. I can't stress this enough, but a lot of people want to allow life to dictate the results that they get. You have to take control. You have to be the one to say, I'm going to put my foot down and I'm going to make this happen. Yes, I have other responsibilities. Yes, I'm a father. Yes, I own a business or whatever it is. Yes, I have a demanding career. but I can still control what I eat. I can still control the number of steps that I get, even with a crazy schedule. I can still go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week and work out, even with an insane schedule. Even if I'm out of town, even if I'm traveling, I'll find a gym because you have the desire to back it up. You have the desire, and that desire leads to the commitment. And that commitment is non-negotiable. You don't need to negotiate with yourself anymore. The time for change is now. That is the mentality that Rob had and that I encourage you to have if you're super serious about making a change. Because here's the biggest secret of it all. Fitness, at the end of the day, is really simple. We make it complicated as human beings, right? We add our complexities that come from our life, our fears, our excuses, our laziness, our comfort zones. We fight like hell to stay in our comfort zones. We would do anything to remain comfortable. And that's where we need to get challenged. So how do we get challenged to get out of our comfort zone? And I think that's where coaching really comes into play. Because the best coaches on earth just teach you how to think differently, right? It's not so much of like learning a cool new workout routine. Yeah, there's always going to be cool stuff that you learn from fitness coaches about how to work out better. It's not just the diet. Yeah, there are really awesome dietary strategies, fasting, eating meals that taste good, how to make your food taste better, and all the fun stuff that goes into learning the ins and outs of fitness. But the best coaches on earth will teach you how to think bigger and better. And when you have that better thinking in place, that's where the results actually come. Because you're able to stay mentally locked into the game way longer than most, and then ultimately, hopefully stay in the game forever, which is what we're all about here at The True Transformation. So if you're super serious about making that permanent change, and you're like, yeah, I'm ready to go all in. I want this, right? I have big goals, I'm excited about them, and I need help getting there. Well, you can learn all about our coaching system inside the description of this video below. Go check those out. There's next steps for you to follow, and we'd be happy to set up a time to discuss your goals and how we might help you get there. In the meantime, if you're just here for amazing information and getting inspired by amazing clients like Rob, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, what questions you have. Comment below. I'll happily answer all of them. In the meantime, remember, life moves fast. Make it count. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.